Hello everyone, welcome to today's session. Let me begin with a simple image. In most of the Indian villages, if you step out in the field at the sunrise, you will see women working tirelessly sowing seeds, transplanting the paddies, cutting the fodder, tending the livestock. They form the backbone of the Indian agriculture. Yet, despite their central role, their contribution is often invisible, unpaid and unacknowledged. The latest periodic labor force survey 2023-2024 brings this reality into sharp focus. The women participation, this report says, the women participation in agriculture has increased significantly with over 42% of the agricultural workforce now female, which means a staggering 135% rise in the past decade. But here is the paradox. While the more women are entering the farming, nearly half of them continue to remain unpaid family workers. In other words, their labor sustains the household and the food economy, but it does not give them the financial independence or recognition as farmers. Here we have a question. Why is this happening? One of the major reason or the big reason we can say the migration of men to the urban areas or to the rural non-farm jobs such as construction, services and transport. As the men leaves, the women are left to manage the work on family farms. At the same time, in sectors like horticulture, floriculture and plantation, the employees often prefer women, which they seeing them as reliable for the labor-intensive tasks, though unfortunately also because they are willing to accept the lower wages. Added to this, we know the social patriarchal norms, which continue to treat women farms work as the part of the household duty rather than as a professional employment. And with this limited opportunity outside the agriculture, due to the lower literacy, restricted mobility and the cultural restriction, many rural women have little choice but to remain in farming. But if the women are doing so much, what holds them back from being recognized as the empowered as a farmers? This is where the deeper structural barriers become clear. One of the major reasons we can say the wage discrimination. The wage discrimination is a glaring reality. The women in agriculture typically earn 20 to 30% less than the men for the same work. The second point we can say the decision-making spaces, whether in panchayat or cooperative society or the agriculture extension services, which were all dominated by men, which is excluding the women from the knowledge about their seeds, credits and new technologies. Even we can say that even the farm machineries and tools are designated largely for male physiques, which making them harder for the women to access or operate. On the top of all this, the double burden of the household chores and the childhood create time poverty, limiting their ability to attend the training programs or market their produce. And perhaps the most critically, the land ownership remains deeply unequal. What I mean that women hold barely 30 to 40% of land title in India, which means they are seen as the helpers or cultivars, not as the farmers on their rights. Without land in their name, their access to credit, insurance, government schemes is severely restricted. So how do we move forward? One of the steps we have to take is recognition alone is not enough, empowerment must follow. Means we need a important step is ensuring that women have a equal access to the market. As India expands its agriculture export through free trade agreements, sectors like tea, spices, dairy and organic produce where women can play a major role should be supported to connect with the global value chains. And other thing equally important is reforming the land rights, which means we should encouraging a joint or individual ownership for women and scaling up the women-led farmer producer organization and self-help groups so that they can pool all resources and bargaining better. Third, digital tools, which I mean that digital tools are another powerful gateway. For example, we can say the platforms like eNam or voice-first technologies like Bashini or Jugalbandi. This can bridge the literacy gap and connect the women directly with the buyers and the institution. And beyond the economic dimension, we need a social support, which means the social support system matter also. The crunches near farmers, clean water and access to energy, this will make women times more efficient. And we need a media campaign and award can help the brand of women farmers and leaders as a role models. Women are not just helpers in agriculture. They are the farmers in their own right. The feminization of agriculture is both an opportunity and challenge for India. If India can dismantle the system of barriers like wage gap, exclusion from the decision making and the land rights denial, while simultaneously opening the pathway to the market, technology and the social support, then only the women can truly be transformed from unpaid labor into empowered the economic agent. And this is not just about the gender justice. It is about the future of India's food security, rural economy and inclusive growth. Before we close up, a quick reminder for the all aspirants. The Manorama Yearbook Online 2026, the prelims test series is live now, with 75 carefully designated tests that cover NCERT foundation and advanced topic for complete the UPSC preparation. Thank you for listening. Stay curious and keep questioning and see you in the next session. Thank you so much.